Hey guys, good morning. Guys, if you're able to see my screen, just type S in the chat box so that we can get started. Yeah, thanks for the confirmation. So let's begin. So what I have covered in the previous session, let's see. Let's go to our drive once. Okay, so Agile SDLC model was covered for you in the previous session, right? So in the current session, that is in today's session, I am going to cover Scrum methodology, right? Under Agile. Under Agile, I'm going to cover, right? Under Agile SDLC model, we have different methodologies. The number one methodology is Scrum methodology. The Scrum methodology in detail I am going to cover today. Fine. So let's begin. What is Scrum methodology and all those stuff I am going to cover now. So for that guys, let me go to that article. Uh, Let me open that article once. I covered all this theoretical topic in the previous session like agile practices, manifesto, values, principles, everything I covered. Yeah. Now we are at this part. That is Agile Scrum Methodology. Agile Scrum Methodology I'm going to cover now. So what is this Agile Scrum Methodology? And you see, most of the projects nowadays in the market are using this Agile Scrum Methodology only. Okay, most of the projects in the market are using which methodology? Agile Scrum Methodology in the market. Fine. So it's very important for everyone to understand this Agile Scrum methodology. If you can understand this entire diagram, then you are good to go. Simple words. Okay. If you can understand all these items in this diagram, you are good to go, guys. Okay. It's a very good, beautiful diagram here, right? So that is very much required. Fine. Okay. Let's begin with the Agile Scrum methodology. Fine. So just a small recap, that I covered in the previous session. You see, we have different SDLC models like waterfall, prototyping model, in iterative and incremental model, spiral model, V model, RAD model, Big Bang model, other models, and along with that, we also have Agile SDLC model. Under Agile SDLC model, we have different methodologies or frameworks. You can either call them as methodologies or frameworks. Under Agile SDLC model, there are several methodologies or frameworks. One of the framework you have to choose for your project. Okay, if your project team is opting Agile SDLC methodology, in that Agile SDLC model, your project team should opt for one of these methodologies as part of your Agile SDLC model. Either your project team can opt for Scrum methodology, or can be opting for Kanban, or can be opting for Lean, or for XP, Crystal, FDD, DSDM, whatever it may be. The number one agile methodology or framework, okay, that is generally chosen for agile SDLC model is Scrum methodology. Okay, agile Scrum methodology is the number one. Okay, so I am going to explain that number one agile methodology or framework that will be generally used as part of agile SDLC model following projects. So agile Scrum methodology, it's the most popular one and widely used in most of the projects when compared to other agile SDLC methodologies. This agile Scrum is the most popular and number one, guys. Okay. Okay. So agile Scrum methodology. Let's begin here. You see, uh, like other projects, every project will start with an idea or vision, right? Every project will start with an idea or vision. A company or a group of people or a single person also sometimes having some money will get an idea or vision. That's how the business will start, right? So let's say there is one. This assume that this is either a company or a group of people or an individual person, doesn't matter. Okay, got an idea or vision. Okay, got an idea or vision. Okay, some idea or vision you can say. They got some idea otherwise. Okay, so we want to build something like this. Okay, let's assume that idea is like to to start a quick quick delivery platform. Okay, so when some people from their homes order some groceries, right? The groceries should come within 15 minutes. Okay, just within 15 minutes the item should come. That's what is the idea this particular person or group of people or a company got. Okay, they want to enter into that market space. We already have some examples, right? What are the different examples we have such kind of things in the market? Yes, Blinkit, you are right. You can imagine about Blinkit. Any other things? Blinkit, groceries, I am saying groceries. Yes, Instamart, Swiggy, Instamart, right? Swiggy's Instamart, Zomato's Blinkit. What else is there? Yes, Zepto is another one. I don't know what about other countries and all, but in India, these are the top three players. Okay, if you want some, yeah, Jio is also coming, and also these days another one is also there, na? Big Basket is also there. Okay, Big Basket and JioMart. Yes, correct. Okay, other ones are Big Basket, JioMart. Okay, these were the competitors in that space. Assume that one of this, okay, this particular person got an idea like, why can't we deliver, the groceries required for the household within 15 minutes of they ordering it. Okay, so that is a business point, that is the idea or vision this particular person got. Then what this particular person or company or group of people who got the idea will do, they will work on a roadmap. Okay, they will create a product roadmap, the plan, they'll create a plan kind of stuff. Okay, so this is called as a product roadmap. How this can be implemented? Okay, what is the plan? How we have to systematically invest some time in it and create a plan kind of stuff or a roadmap for this, so that this idea will be possible for us. That's what is the concept. That's what is the concept, guys. Okay, just let me reduce this size so that it will fit my screen space. Yeah. Once this all this roadmap is created, and this is the initial phase, guys. Okay, this is the initial phase of a project. Once the idea and vision got clear of what need to be created as part of the business by this company or group of people or an individual person who has a lot of money. Okay, then they'll that team will create a product roadmap on how to achieve this. Blinkit or Instamart or Zepto or Big Basket or Zeomart Dream. Okay, that's what is the thing. So then this company or people will hire one person known as, this company or team or people will hire one person known as product owner. Okay, what is that, guys? Product owner. Everyone type in the chat box, product owner. These are the terms you need to remember. Okay, product owner. Everyone type product owner in the chat box. Everyone need to remember. Okay. So once the idea and vision are clear and roadmap for the product has been created, that need to be created and released into the market. Okay. Some software product has to be released into the market. So to make this achievable, they will this team will or the company will hire some one known as product owner. PO. Yes. In short form, you can call this product owner as PO also. Okay. Some people call, yeah, that is a short form of product owner, PO. Who is product owner or PO? Who is product owner or PO, guys? Why the company has recruited this kind of person with some good salary and all? Who is product owner or PO? The one who knows the business well. Got it? So this product owner is someone who knows the business of this groceries Yes, like a business. The one who knows the business well. Simple words. Okay. Okay. Product owner is the one who knows the business well. Okay. The business side of this applications is well known by the product owner. A lot of contacts will be there. He can talk to he can talk to all the, uh, you know, the people, okay, who are selling these groceries or who are purchasing the groceries. He has good field work and he has good amount of knowledge, in and knowledge, okay, how this solution works and all. Such kind of person is a product owner who knows the business well. Such person, what this person will do then? What is the role of the person? The person will start gathering the something known as requirements. Okay? The person will start gathering something known as what, guys? Requirements. Okay? Requirements. And the gathered requirements will be put into one bucket known as this one bucket. This box is like a bucket. All the requirements that are required for building this kind of Blinkit or Instamart or Zepto kind of things is known as product backlog. Product backlog. Everyone type in the chat box product backlog. All the requirements are put into one bucket kind of stuff by the product owner with whatever the business knowledge or business knowledge is business owner has. Okay. Business owner will start creating, okay, creating some requirements and that requirements will be put into some kind of bucket known as product backlog. Okay. That is known as product backlog. Okay. So I'm getting a question from Mohanty that what is the difference between BA and PO? Are both same job role? Generally, in Agile Scrum methodology projects, guys, product owner will be there, BA won't be there. Okay, in whatever the projects I have worked, the BA role won't be there in kind of Agile Scrum methodologies following projects. In traditional projects, you will see BA, right? In traditional projects, you will see BA. In traditional projects, you will see someone known as BA. But here, BA won't be there. Can be there, okay? Can be there for assistance and or something. But most probably in Agile Scrum methodologies, I have never seen a BA. Okay? So maybe service-based company can put a BA as a communicator between the client side and the service side. That is one case study I have seen. Roughly, I'm talking about. But in reality, okay, yes, non-agile projects will have BA. That's 100% right. But there is a chance that you see everything cannot be ideal in this world, right? Everything cannot be ideal in this world. Sometimes what happens is some service-based companies, very rarely will put a BA also in this kind of projects. But that is not ideal. That is not ideal. Ideally, it won't be there. Ideally, BA won't be there. But for extra, depending on the situations, if they feel that having a BA is useful, they may allocate one BA for that. But ultimately, that is not the right way though. Okay. Product owner is the one who knows the business well. Product owner is the one who knows the business well, guys. Okay. Product owner is the one who knows the business well, and he is the only one will be there in the ideally he should be the only one in the Agile Scrum methodologies. BA won't be there. In traditional projects, which are non-agile projects, which are non-agile traditional projects, BA role will be there for the business purposes. Clear? Mohanty? Mohanty, is that clear? In the traditional projects, which are non-agile, we generally have a BA role who will be preparing the BRS document and all, which contains all the requirements. Here, no need to create a BRS document, Mohanty, okay? In this Agile Scrum methodology kind of projects, following projects, there is no need of creating a BRS document. All the requirements are being drafted and put into a kind of bucket known as product backlog by whom? Who is actually drafting these requirements or creating these requirements and putting into this bucket known as product backlog? Tell me, guys. Who is putting all these things into a single bucket known as product backlog? Product owner is there. So what is the role of BA? BA is generally won't be there in the Agile Scrum methodologies. Okay, fine. Product owner is the one who knows the business well, who will be creating these requirements and putting that requirements into a kind of bucket known as product backlog. Generally, these requirements are nothing but small chunks of requirements. Generally, these requirements are small chunks of requirements. You see, instead of here, do we have a BRS document, guys? Tell me. In this Agile Scrum methodology kind of process, product owner will create a BRS document? The answer is no. Instead of creating a document containing all the requirements, the product owner will put small chunks of requirements into a bucket known as product backlog. And this process keeps going, guys. While the project is going on, still this process will keep going on. The product owner will keep adding the requirements and all the stuff during the project also. In general, if you remember about the waterfall model, okay, BA will prepare the BRS document before we move to the next phase. That is whatever the next phase is there, right? Design phase or whatever the phase before we go there, okay, BRS document will be there, right? But here it's not like the product owner can add the requirements at any point of time. He has full control of this product backlog throughout the project, not in the beginning of the project. Till the end of the project, product owner can keep working on this, adding the requirements or modifying the requirements in a bucket known as product backlog. And these requirements are not, they are not like BRS document. They are small chunks of requirements. They are generally called as user stories. Everyone type in the chat box. Everyone type in the chat box user stories. Each and every small chunk of requirement that a product owner is adding into this product backlog is generally called as a user story or user stories. All these are user stories. User stories means what? Small chunks of requirements. Yes, yes. I'll tell you all the stuff how it happens, Faizan. Okay. But for now, let's focus on this user stories part in the beginning phase. Okay. First, there was an idea or vision. The company or team of people or the one who has the money to start this kind of business have started here. They created a product roadmap and then they recruited one person known as product owner. Product owner is the one who knows the business well and he can take care of the activities, business side activities of this application and all. And then the product owner with the knowledge of the business will start creating the requirements and putting the requirements into a bucket known as product backlog. And these requirements will be keep on putting not just in the beginning of the project till the end of the project. This product owner will keep working on the business side of the requirements and all. The small chunks of requirements are generally called as user stories. Okay, this word is a story I have created so far, explained so far. These are the concepts I explained so far. Clear na? So far clear everyone? So far clear everyone? This part is clear so far? Any doubts, any questions in this part before I move there to another part? Yeah, this part is clear. That's great. Okay. Now, what happens here is the product owner will be there. Along with that, there will be some team. Okay. There will be some team called as Agile team. Okay. What will be there? There will be a team called as what? Agile team. This Agile team will consist of developers, testers, etc. Whoever are required for the project. Okay. The people who are required for the project will be part of whom? Agile team. Okay. Agile team will contains of developers, testers, etc. Got it, guys? The team who is going to work on this project, that is developers, testers, etc., are generally called as the agile team. Some people will also call as dev team because in agile, right, we generally don't call testers, developers like that. Okay. Yes, you can ask Ranga. Go ahead. You can ask. What is the question? What is that question, Ranga? Did you not attended the previous session, Ranga? Have you attended the previous session? The last week I covered. Oh, just go and watch the recording, Ranga. You will get all the answers there. Okay. Agile is, but at a high level, Agile is the SDLC model. Under that, lot of frameworks will be there. Scrum is one of the framework. Okay. Got it? Agile is the SDLC model. Under that, lot of frameworks will be there. One of the framework can be chosen for a project. That framework is nothing but Scrum methodology is a framework. Okay. So you go and watch the previous session. Last week we have taken Agile SDLC model only. Complete thing I covered there. Okay. Fine. No problem. Okay then. Then agile team will be there. Agile team. Some people will also call the agile team as dev team because there are no particular roles for Agile team guys, we are going to work together, okay, without any differences. We are going to work together on a single goal. So generally in agile projects, right, agile scrum methodology kind of projects, right, we generally don't call the team as developers, testers like traditional projects. We call them as agile team. Where is the agile team? Okay, developers and testers, unofficially we may call them, but officially, as per the agile, we should not be calling them as developers and testers. Okay, they are simply agile team, or some people will call them as dev team. Even testers are also called as part of the dev team only. Okay, they generally call like that. Okay, so at a high level, it's a better thing is that we can call that as agile team, the team who is working on the project to make these requirements possible. Okay, is nothing but the agile team. Okay, it consists of all the developers, testers, and any other people required for working on these requirements. Is nothing but the agile team. Everyone type in the chat box agile team. Every word you need to type there so that you can remember agile team. Everyone type agile team in the chat box. Okay. Yeah, there may be different names, but I remember that as agile team. Okay, I remember that as a agile team. Okay. I don't know whether we can call them as Scrum team or not, but we generally use a development team. Some people call them as development team here. Okay, agile team, development team. Okay, so in agile Scrum methodology, let's find it out. Okay, methodology. Okay, uh, team working on the requirements like developers, testers is called as agile team, or what is that thing? Development team. Some people call them together as development teams. It's not only developers, guys. In this testing team also will be there. Okay, let's ask it. The correct term is development team. According to the Scrum guide, the Scrum team consists of product owner, Scrum master. This is entire team. Okay, this is entire team. Whatever you are saying, right? Scrum team consists of product owner, Scrum master, development team. But here development team. Okay, development team. Okay. So it's better that we call it as a development team instead of agile team, right? Okay. So it's better they are suggesting us to use a word known as development team. So let's go with that. Okay. Development team. Okay. Development team is a one. So this development team in the agile projects, agile scrum methodology projects will have developers, though the name is development team, but here we have developers and also the testers and others also. Okay. And others who are going to work on the project. Everyone is called as a Okay, everyone is called as a development team only. Let's call it as development team. Everyone type development team in the chat box. Everyone type development team in the chat box. It's better to call them as development team. Okay, this is a better one. Okay, so we have to call them as a development team. Okay, development team. Scrum team means total people, product owner, development team, Scrum master, any other people who are working on the complete Scrum. Okay, it's called as a Scrum team, but here development team is a apt word. Okay, development team is a apt word, but development team doesn't mean that it only consists of developers. Everyone, developers, testers, and other people who are working on the project are generally called as development team here. Okay, we fine. Next, this part is clear now. Development team. You remember for now. This is a apt word. Okay, this is a apt word. Okay, that's okay. So next one. Next one here is you know what happens now. You know the product owner. What is the role of the product owner? Now you know what the development team will do in the agile. They will going to develop these requirements and also test these requirements so that the requirements will be ready, right? Now there is one concept known as sprint. Everyone type in the chat box sprint now. There is one concept known as sprint. What is a sprint? In real world, what is a sprint? Don't worry about this agile scrum methodology, but in real world, what is generally called as a sprint? Would have heard the sprint word somewhere, right? Anyone know what is the actual meaning of the sprint? Yeah, it's like a cycle. Where exactly it is mostly used? Sprint is a cycle, that's okay, but where exactly have heard this in real world? Okay, non-technical wise, where did you have heard this word sprint? Anyone? Yeah, running. Yes, you are right, Faizan. You are right. Running. Have you seen the running competitions? In that one word will be there, sprint kind of thing. Running, sprint. If you search like this, you'll get some information. Okay, like running in sprints. Running in sprints. Okay, so let's ask ChatGPT. Okay, running in sprints. Sport. Let's find it out the details. What exactly? In sports, track and field, sprints are short distance, high speed races like 100 meters, 200 meters, 400 meters. Okay. Sprints train with the drill, strength workouts, and short burst runs. Okay. This is for Agile also. In Agile, it has been inspired from sports only. Okay. So, you see, sprints are short distance, high speed races. Okay. 100 meter sprint. Okay. Running. Okay. Running in sprints, short duration. Right. In short span of time, how much you can short period of kind of stuff. Okay, yeah, don't worry about the agile thing. I'm trying to explain, sprint running sprints in sprint running in sports. Actually, just look at the sports. Okay, sprinting is running over a short distance at the topmost speed of the body in a limited period of time. This is what is the answer in sports, right? In a limited period of time. Okay, you see, Usain Bolt is known for this, right? Usain Bolt is a world record holder in 100 meters and 200 meters. That means in a short period of time, okay, the short distance, who can run very fast? That is a competition. It's not like, kilometers. It's like very small distance in a limited amount of time. Who can run very fast? Speed is more important. How speed this particular person can run is important. Okay. Okay. At topmost speed, who can run? That to a short distance, not very high distance. Okay, not entire kilometers you have to travel. A short distance you have to run in very less amount of time. At a topmost speed you have to run. That is generally called as sprinting in sports. The agile also is inspired from that concept only. Instead of running the entire race together at a time, working on this all the requirements at a go, what we'll do, we'll only create a short path. Small distance we'll create. The duration is, okay, the duration is generally 1 week to 4 weeks. Okay, here in agile scrum methodology, here sprint is, here sprint will have a duration. There is a sprint. Okay, this is a sprint where the work will start here. Okay, the development team has to start the work here, and development team need to complete the work by this time. And the duration will be generally 1 week to 4 weeks depending on the projects. Okay, most of the projects will have what duration then? Most of the projects will have 2 weeks as a duration. 2 weeks is a, most of the projects will have, what is the duration in most of the projects, guys, in a sprint? Most of the projects will fall into this bracket. Though it is 1 week to 4 weeks, okay, though the sprint duration can be 1 week to 4 weeks, but most of the projects will have how much duration? 2 weeks. 2 weeks means how many working days? 2 weeks means how many working days? Tell me. 10 working days. 2 weeks means that is 10 working days. 2 weeks means 10 working days. Generally, 2 weeks means 10 working days will be there, guys. Okay, 10 working days. Because Saturday and Sunday will be weekend, right? We as software engineers will not work on weekends. So, Monday to Friday. That means 5 plus 5, that is 10 working days will be there. Okay. So this is a sprint. Generally, depending on the client and projects where people are working, the sprint duration can be 1 week to 4 weeks. So this happened with us also in what in one of the project I have worked in the company, right? I have worked in a project where 4 weeks duration was there. Okay, there was a 4 weeks duration initially. Okay, in the project I have worked, there was 4 weeks means it's like literally 1 month kind of stuff. Okay, that is 20 working days used to be there. 20 working days used to be there when we accept this requirements to be created. To be built till the end of the sprint. We used to have 4 weeks initially. Later in middle of the project, the client came and said that, okay, from now onwards, we are going with 2 weeks. 2 weeks only. Okay. We are going to change the sprint duration to 2 weeks. So that in the 2 weeks, the work need to be completed. In the 2 weeks, the work need to be completed is something the client has decided. So will we be happy? Do you think we, as a development team, developers and testers will be happy with that idea? What do you say? Just think in the terms of being in the shoes of developers and testers or development team. He is working on this particular project. Will they be happy by changing the sprint duration from 4 weeks to 2 weeks? We were not happy, guys. We were sad. At least we used to get some time here in 4 weeks, right? We used to get some time. Okay, we can take enough breaks and with peace of mind we can work. But once these things become 2 weeks, right? A kind of pressure will be built up, guys. Okay, but that's what is the client wants and companies wants, right? Okay, they don't they want more out of less money. That is a business. The client always looks for why to pay a lot of money. Okay, in this amount of money I'll get more worth. That's what the client will generally have. But team wise it is a not a good thing. But client wise it's a business wise it's a good thing. The business will save a lot of money. Okay, in 2 weeks means it's kind of pressure will be accumulated and all those stuff, and a lot of things will keep moving forward faster. We're not happy with that change, but we have to adjust to that change at that period of time, guys. Okay, but most of the projects in the market choose 2 weeks. 1 week will be too less. 4 weeks will be like a leisure kind of stuff. So people generally opt for the projects generally opt for 2 weeks. Okay, as a that is 10 working days. Requirements will be taken and they will be completed. Okay, by the end of the stuff. Fine. Now, now, guys, this is all good. So far, this is all good. Okay, so far. This is all good. So there is one more thing. Now, the product owner and development team, the product owner is the one who has created all these requirements in which are small chunks of requirements known as user stories and put them into something known as product backlog. All these things have been done. Product owner not only will do the same, this on just putting the requirements and putting into the bucket like product backlog. Product owner also will prioritize the requirements P1, P2. The prioritization will be done. The product owner will prioritize these requirements. Which requirements should be implemented first? Which requirements can be delayed later? You see, out of all hundreds or hundreds of requirements, the product owner will try to prioritize the requirements. Able to understand this, guys? The product owner will be able to understand, will prioritize the requirements. All the requirements at a time can be completed in 2 weeks. All these hundreds of requirements can be completed in 2 weeks, guys. Tell me, is it possible? Is it possible that whatever the requirements, hundreds of requirement product owner has gathered here in the product book backlog can be completed by the development in just in 2 weeks? No, right? Only few can be completed. What are those few? How to select those few? What is the concept, guys? What we have to do? What the product owner has to do so that only few requirements out of this, all these requirements can be allocated to the sprint so that they can be completed into 2 weeks. Only few requirements product owner has to find out, right? For that, how to find out only few requirements out of all the hundreds of requirements? Priorities. Which is important? Which need to be implemented first? Okay. Based on that priority, the requirements will be prioritized here by the product owner according to the prioritized requirements. Okay. And also, one more thing is required, guys. How many requirements need to be, how many user stories need to be assigned to the sprint? To decide that, along with the priority, some other thing metric is also required. What is that metric? What is that metric, guys? Apart from the priority, what is other metric required? You see, we'll prioritize. And other metric is required. What is that? Along with the priority, what is other metric? There's something known as story points. Okay? Everyone type this in the chat box. There's something known as story points. Story points. Okay? All these terminologies I'm explaining one by one, guys. Okay? One is user stories, small chunks of requirements. For each and every user story, you are going to product owner is going to prioritize that. Along with that, product owner is going to allocate some story points for the stories, user stories. Story points means estimation. You see, it's not in minutes, seconds, or something. It's in points. Points means some metric which can say, for example, this story has 5 points. This story has 10 points. Which story will take a lot of time? 5 point story will take a lot of time, or 10 point story will take a lot of time. 10 point story will take a lot of time. Got it, guys? A kind of estimation at a average level or at a thinking level to think that this story will take lot amount of time. We cannot decide the time, guys. It all depends on the experience, right? Here we cannot give 5 minutes, 10 minutes kind of metric. We have to give points because based on the points for every sprint, some stories will be completed. At the end of the sprint, we'll get a clear cut clarity that how many story points we can generally take for the next sprint, right? So instead of giving a timing kind of metric, okay, so story points will be generally given by the product owner as part of estimation of the stories, how much time they may take. Okay, based on the working of the team and type of the team and type of the requirements that are coming, complexity of the application and all, story points can take any one point can be equal to sometimes 5 minutes, one point can be equal to 1 hour, we don't know, or 1 day, 2 day, we don't know. Okay, but a kind of metric known as story points will be given for every story. So product owner will think like 2 weeks, right? Let's allocate some 15 story points. So he will, according to the priority, will pick some stories which will match nearly around 15 story points, let's say. Let's say one, two, three. These three stories. Okay, this one has 5 story points. Okay, this one has five. Otherwise, this one has 3. This one has 2. This one has 10. Let's say total how many became? 2, 3, 10. Total 15. So 1, 2, 3 stories. The product owner has want to allocate into the sprint. Will the product owner the prioritized stories, 1, 2, 3 stories, which together are forming story points as 2 plus 3 plus 10, that is 15 story points, will directly allocate into the sprint. Will directly allocate into the sprint. Product owner is thinking that this 15 story points can be completed in this 2 weeks by this development team. Can the product owner can take a decision of directly assigning this story point, assigning the stories having that 15 story points according to the priority into the sprint? Tell me, guys. The product owner will assign those stories directly into the sprint. I'm asking one question. You guys need to answer, okay? There is some other backlog called as sprint backlog. There is one backlog known as sprint backlog. There is one backlog known as sprint backlog, guys, okay? There is one backlog known as a sprint backlog. Let me do one thing. There is one backlog known as sprint backlog, okay? There is one backlog known as sprint backlog. Okay, the pending requirements which need to be completed for the project to be completed is product backlog. Complete requirements will be there in the product backlog. In sprint backlog, whatever the user stories, okay, according to the priorities and story points were assigned to this particular sprint will be put into a backlog known as sprint backlog. Okay, everyone type in the chat box sprint backlog first of all. Everyone put into there. Okay, everyone type sprint backlog into the chat box first of all. Sprint backlog. Okay. So the selected stories, okay, according to the priorities and estimated story points that can be completed by the end of sprint will be that stories will be put into a backlog known as sprint backlog. Who need to put these stories into the sprint backlog? Who need to put these stories into the sprint backlog? Tell me. Product owner, correct. Okay, product owner will prioritize the stories, give the story points according to the estimated story points and all. Whatever these stories that can be selected stories can be completed into sprint can be put into sprint backlog. But will the product owner will do it directly without any decisions and all? Will the product owner will move the required stories for the sprint into the sprint backlog directly? Is it directly done by the product owner without having any discussions and all? Straightforward, like a monarch. Will the product owner will decide that okay, these are the prioritized stories, these are the estimated stories, I'll put them into the product backlog, like that it will happen in real time? No. There will be one meeting known as there will be one meeting known as sprint planning meeting. There is one meeting known as what, guys? Sprint planning meeting. Okay, there is one meeting known as sprint planning meeting. There is one meeting known as, everyone type in the chat box, sprint planning meeting. Lot of terminologies you will get it. Okay, just keep typing in the chat box. Okay, sprint planning meeting will happen here. Okay, before the product owner moves this prioritize estimated stories into the sprint backlog. Okay, there will be one meeting conducted known as sprint planning meeting. Sprint planning meeting. In this sprint planning meeting, the product owner will put this prioritized estimated stories into a meeting known as sprint planning on the table. These stories I want to assign into the sprint. That's what product owner will say in this meeting. Now development team need to do what? Developers and testers need to do what? In this case, development team need to do what? Development team, that is developers and testers, also need to give their own estimates and clearly communicate with the product owner saying that, okay, these are the stories you are saying, right? Okay, these are the three stories having the priorities you are giving and with story points, right? Yeah, I'll give everything later. Practicals will be later, Ramu. Okay, here theoretical you understand. Later you will understand the practicals. Okay, we have a practical session also, Ramu. Okay, Ramu, is that clear? For now, go with the theoretical stuff, Ramu. Once you understand the theory, I'll explain the practical with Jira tool. Okay, for you in the next session. Is that okay, Ramu? Okay. So only focus on the theory and visualize. Okay. Don't worry how it will happen, practical and all. Okay. I know it's theoretical, but that's the only way to teach. So in the sprint planning meeting, the product owner will sit in this meeting. Development team also will attend this meeting. And during this meeting, product owner will put some user stories according to their priorities and estimated story points. Product owner will believe this. These stories can be completed by the end of the sprint by the development team. But development team also need to agree, right? Whether they can complete or not. Sometimes what happens, product owner will give more stories than expected to the development team. The development team will be overburdened. They will not be able to complete the things on time. To overcome that kind of problems, this kind of meeting will be conducted known as sprint planning meeting, where product owner and development team will sit together and decide, okay, the stories. Okay, both need to go with an agreement. Let's do an agreement. Okay, you are saying something, I'm also saying something. If both we agree, then you assign the stories to the sprint like that. Got it? Instead of directly product owner assigning the user stories to the sprint, sometimes that process will make the development team overburdened. So development team is also involved in this sprint planning meeting, where along with the product owner, development team will also give some their own estimates. That is, developers and testers will also give some estimates in the form of user story points where both will be compared and some discussions will happen here where product owner and development team need to come to a conclusion that okay, these are the stories we can do. After the agreement is done, the agreed user stories in the sprint planning meeting between the product owner and development team will be assigned to the sprint backlog. Assume that these are the three user stories that got assigned to the sprint backlog after the sprint planning meeting. Understood, guys? What is the purpose of the sprint planning meeting is clear? Guys, everyone clear with the sprint planning meeting, why it is conducted? Right? Okay. So, like this, it will happen. Okay. Like this, it will happen, guys. This is sprint planning meeting. And once the user stories, once the committed, once the development team committed, product owner proposed, once the product owner proposed user stories and development team committed user stories, agreed to work means committed. User stories got assigned to the sprint backlog. Then the sprint will start. Who will start the sprint? Product owner will start the sprint. Okay, once the product owner starts the sprint, how much time will be there for this development team to work on this user stories in the sprint to be completed? How much time is there? If it is 2 weeks, how much time will be there? 10 working days will be there. In 10 working days, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. In 10 working days, all these three user stories, which are estimated about 15 points or something, need to be completed. Everything need to be completed. Okay. So here, what happens here? What happens here? Here, once the user stories that are assigned from the sprint backlog, the development team will pick. Developers will pick these user stories. Testers also will pick the users, will also go through the user stories and try to understand the this user stories requirements. Okay, how the user stories will be there and all I'll cover later, guys. Don't worry. I'll give all the examples for you. A lot of things I need to cover. Just try to understand the Agile Scrum methodology. A lot of other things I'm going to give you how the user stories will look like and what are the different things I'll cover you. Don't worry, okay? For now, only focus on this activity, okay? So, these user stories will be picked by the development team and development team need to, complete them by the end of the 2 weeks, that is 10 working days. You know, the time is very less and some kind of problems may come during the during the sprint will some problems will come. Some development team, that is developers or testers may struck or some kind of miscommunication may happen, teamwork may go wrong. A lot of these problems will come or not. For any project, that kind of problems will come or not, guys? Yes, tell me. Is it correct or not? Yes, right? You see, though there is a pressure here, but it's not a single person, right? It is a teamwork. A lot of developers will be there, a lot of testers will be there. All these people need to work together collaboratively along with the product owner business side throughout this sprint, and end of the sprint they need to complete. At the end of the sprint, the business and developers and testers and other people who need to work on the project need to complete the work by the end of the 10 working days. But a lot of challenges will come during this process. Technical challenges will come, requirements clarity may be delayed, or some team members in the team are not working properly. Okay, a lot of challenges will come. It will become messy, and because of that, the sprint goal will not be reached. Okay, the sprint goal means whatever the work that need to be completed by the end of the sprint won't be reached. That is a problem. So to overcome this problem, another type of meeting will be conducted on a daily basis. Okay, another type of meeting will be conducted on a daily basis, that is known as daily stand up meeting. Daily stand up meeting. Okay, what is that meeting called as, guys? Daily stand up meeting. Daily stand up meeting. Another name is also there. That's okay. Another names are also there, guys. Okay. Along with that daily stand up meeting, we have another name known as, uh, daily scrum meeting. We can also call it as a stand up meeting or daily stand up meeting or daily scrum. We can also call it as a daily scrum, also known as daily scrum. Different words are there. That's okay. Some people call it as a daily stand up meeting. Some people call it as daily scrum. Both are same. Okay. Everyone time, yeah, daily scrum or daily stand up meeting. Okay. Anything is fine, guys. Okay. Anything is fine. Daily scrum meeting or daily stand up meeting. Everyone type in the chat box daily stand up meeting or daily scrum meeting. Okay. Daily scrum meeting or daily stand up meeting. Why I'm calling it as stand up meeting? Why I'm calling it as stand up meeting? What do you think? Why I'm giving the name as stand up? First of all, daily word is there. First of all, daily word is there. It is going to happen every day. In this 10 working days, first day it will happen. This meeting will happen the first day. This meeting will happen the second day. This meeting will happen the third day, fourth day, fifth day, sixth day, seventh, eighth, ninth, 10th. Total days. Total working days, this meeting will happen. That's why daily stand up, daily meeting. Stand up is a word because we don't have to give lot of time for this meeting. We need to be working on the we need to be working on the project. We should not be wasting the times in the meetings, right? That's the reason stand up meeting word is given. In stand up meeting, we should not be taking more than 15 minutes, guys. Okay, we should not be taking, generally speaking, ideally speaking, the meeting should not go behind 15 minutes, guys. Okay, the meeting should not go behind 15 minutes. That's what is the rule. Okay, ideally it's 15 minutes, but it depends on the project and company you guys are working, guys. You cannot fight for this kind of stuff. Okay, the some companies without having this basic knowledge, right, they will conduct the meetings for more period of time. You cannot do anything. You have to uh, you know follow the process. Okay, but 15 minutes is the actual thing, ideal timing. The meeting should not take more than 15 minutes. If you go there and sit, right, just for going arranging the chairs and sitting there only will take 5 minutes, right? Why to waste that 5 minutes is the ideology. Just go there and stand. Just go there and stand. Okay. No need to sit or arrange yourself on the table or something in that meeting room. Just go there and stand. Okay. So that the meeting will be completed in less amount of time. That is ideally it should not go behind 15 minutes. Okay. Ideally it should not go behind 15. Okay. And here there will be one person. Okay. There will be one person assigned to this, who will be taking the ownership of this meeting. That person is called as a what? Scrum Master. Okay. Everyone type this in the chat box. Scrum Master. There is another person known as Scrum Master, guys. Here, so far we have seen different people like product owner who will be working on the requirements and the business side project side business thing is product owner. Okay. Then we have someone known as Scrum Master. And we have the development team where developer testers and other people who are actually working on the project or development team. And Scrum Master is the one who will be conducting this meeting. And the duration of the meeting should not go beyond 15 minutes. That's why stand up is the name given, daily stand up meeting. It is also called as daily Scrum meeting, also conducted by Scrum Master. The Scrum Master will be going into this meeting room first and will be connecting his laptop. Generally, ideally speaking, the Scrum Master will connect the laptop to a projector or someone and invite everyone from the development team to attend the meeting. So everyone will come here and along with the Scrum Master, everyone that is in the development team, the developers, testers, and other people who are working on the project will not sit, they will stand. Okay, and Scrum Master will start with one by one person. Everyone need to give the status of the project, what they are working on, what is any challenges they are facing, okay, why their work is getting delayed, or is any problem in the project. All these issues will be okay discussed here. Why they will be discussed here in this daily stand-up meeting or daily Scrum meeting? Why this project development team need to discuss all these issues with the Scrum Master or give the status to the Scrum Master about the project? Tell me, guys, what is the reason? Tell me reason why the Scrum Master has to do all this stuff. Yes, any blockers are there. You see, if some work is not going in a proper way, okay, if the work is not happening in the proper way, okay, you know, in 1 day, 2 day also, a lot of disturbance will happen and the sprint goal will be missed. The stories cannot be completed by that. That is a not a good thing. That's why Scrum Master will come into picture and will monitor everyone's work. Okay, like every day the status from each and every member will be taken. If any probable blockers are there, any problems are there, they need to be resolved ASAP instead of getting delayed. All the problems, issues, and everything need to be rectified by the team ASAP, and Scrum Master will play a great role in that matter. If anything need to be discussed with product owner or something, or any conflicts between the team need to be resolved, Scrum Master will be there. Any ideas how to overcome this kind of problems, Scrum Master will be there. That's what is the role of the Scrum Master, guys. So we need to give the status so that we'll be accountability partner, right? For example, you are there due to some laziness or something, you didn't do the work on the day one. Scrum Master will find it out, right? So anyhow, you are going to give answer response to the Scrum Master. So you have that in your mind and you will not delay your work. You will complete the work. Everyone will work in a proper way. If any problems are there, Scrum Master will be, you are accountable to the Scrum Master. And Scrum Master is there for you, ask you the questions and find out why the things are happening. So you are accountable. So everyone will work in a proper way and the things will go in a proper way. And Scrum Master will use one tool known as one kind of thing to track your project progress known as burn down chart. Burn down chart. Okay, everyone type in the chat box what burn down chart. Scrum Master will use a kind of thing known as burn down chart, guys. Generally, Scrum Master will use something known as burn down chart. Okay, so what will be there in that burn down chart? I'll explain. What will be there in that burn down chart will be like this, guys. Okay, burn down chart will be like this. Okay, here vertically story points. For example, 15 story points. 15, 10, 5. Okay, otherwise 15, some story points like this they will be there. Okay, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, like 15 story points will be there on the vertical side. On the horizontal side, days will be there. Day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, here we are. So the amount of days goes on. Okay, it will work will be like this, right? the amount of days will go on, the work will be completed like this. Okay. Ideally, it should be like this. Ideally, it should be like this. So this line, the Scrum Master can see this ideal line. But work will not happen in an ideal way, right? Sometimes behind the schedule will be there. Sometimes, we'll be doing a lot of work. So at the end of the day, whether the work will be completed or not, up and downs will be there in the work. The number of story points should be reduced when the time increases. That is what is a burn down chart. Clear? Everyone clear with this burn down chart? Everyone clear with this burn down chart? This is what is a burn down chart. Okay. Here, story points to be completed will be there on the left side. Story points to be completed will be there on the left side. And here, what will be there? Days will be there. Okay. Number of days will be there. So as a day passes, the number of story points should be reduced. Ideally, this is the ideal line. If this work is too far away, okay, you see, here we are, but the people are here. The story points are here, but the work need to be completed here. So 5 story points we are delayed by. Scrum Master will be behind you like anything. Why this is happening? Why you are not able to complete the work? Is any problem from the product owner giving lot of work for you, or whether you are not doing the work? Yes, time versus work. Okay, is nothing but the bound down chart, correct? Okay. So with the help of burn down chart kind of stuff, and the tools like Jira or whatever it is, Scrum Master will try to find out what exactly people are doing, and okay, they also need to answer the Scrum Master. It is the role of the Scrum Master to communicate with everyone and to make sure that work is going in a proper direction, and we will meet the sprint goal by the end of the sprint is something the role of the Scrum Master. Clear, guys? Clear? Why the daily stand-up meeting or daily meeting will be conducted by Scrum Master, and what the Scrum Master will use burn down chart, and should not be going behind 15 minutes. So that's the reason the work will go in a proper way because of this daily stand-up meeting. Next, you see, developers and testers started working here, and they are going to the daily stand-up meetings, and at the end of the sprint, by the almost when you are near to the sprint, you guys have completed the almost all work. You see, can the developers and testers, that is development team, can close the work? Do they have the, you know, during the work also a lot of doubts will come or not? Regarding these user stories that were added to the sprint backlog, during the work also, this development team while picking up the stories, will they get some doubts, yes or no? Will they get some doubts? I told you, right, this is burn down chat, Mohanty, that Scrum Master will use to track your work. To track your work. Scrum Master will use this burn down chat to track your work. Track work. Can the work will be completed by the end of the sprint or not? Will be decided with the help of Scrum Master. Burn down chart. Clear, Mohanty? What is burn up chart? You are asking me. Okay, don't worry about burnout chart. Okay, burn down chart is a major one. A lot of things are there. Okay, we'll take them as additional topics later. But for now, let's go with the flow. Okay, let's not deviate. A lot of other charts are there. We'll see that later. Okay. Okay, Mohanty. Only see the burn down chart for now. Okay. Let's don't worry about the burn up chart. Lot of terminologies are there in Agile if I have to explain. Okay. If you have to go deep in Agile, right? Lot, this is not enough. Okay. It's like a subject. You can do certifications on Agile. Okay. Zero sprint is there. A lot of things are there. Okay. We cannot go with each and every word there. Okay. So it's all, we can do that R&D later. But, for now, let's complete the main theme. Okay. Once we understand the main theme, if you want to do some R&D, we can do the research and all. That's okay. But these are the major items. Burn down chart. Burn up chart is also there, but don't worry about the chart right now. Okay. So for now, this is the thing. Now, so during the process of working, this development team will understand these requirements as it is, or they may get some doubts and confusions. Guys, tell me, during the sprint, will the development team, okay, during the sprint, will the development team can understand all the requirements given by the product owner as it is without any doubts and confusions? Can the development team understand all the requirements given by the product owner? No, right? So during the project, lot of doubts will come. Once the development team, that is developers and testers, will pick the stories, right? A lot of doubts will arise. So who will be there to answer these doubts? Who will be clearing the doubts? Who will be clearing those doubts? PO. PO is the business side. So here, during the sprint, development team, product owner, are they working together or not? Developers, testers, and business, are they working together? Yes or no? Only once product owner is not there, only once the business is not there in the just the beginning. Throughout the sprint, business will be there for you, available for you. At any point of time, if you get a doubt, product owner will be there to answer your questions, business side. If this is what is the requirement, I understood. Am I right? Product owner will say yes. Okay. You can ask all the questions and doubts, confusions regarding the business side to the product owner. Developers will do the development, testers will do the testing as part of development team. But all these three people will be working together throughout the sprint. That is another beauty of the yes. What is that, Mohanty? I didn't get that. Scrum Master hyphen product manager, project manager, architect, senior developer, senior test engineer means what? What does it mean, Mohanty? You have typed something in the chat box. I didn't get that. For what? Okay, I didn't get that. I didn't get that what you are trying to communicate, Mohanty. Fine, okay. Scrum Master is a non-technical person, guys. Basically, Scrum Master is a non-technical person. Okay, who is from a it's like a person who is not non-technical person. Okay, his role is to track the work. That's it. What the developers are working. He doesn't know any technical stuff. Okay, if I'm trying to answer properly, let me know. Mohanty, is that what you are asking me? Okay, Scrum Master is a non-technical guy. Okay, non-technical person. So there are separate certifications for this. Like you become a developer, like you become a tester, like Scrum Master will also have a different path. Okay, so when where the Scrum Master to become a Scrum Master, they need to do some certifications and all those stuff. Okay, so they are non-technical. Mostly they are non-technical people, and they will be their role is to just to push the people to complete the work and to resolve the blockages. That's it. Clear, Mohanty? Clear? Is that clear, or you're expecting anything? You see, for example, here one example, Neelima Wali is there. Okay, she is like a Scrum Master. Okay, she has done some certifications like PMP certification, PSM, one certificate. You can go through this video. Okay, this is given by the by her. Okay, on our channel. Okay, so this person has is real Scrum Master or kind of stuff who has done PMP and PSM one. She has delivered a presentation here, and you can watch this video if you want to get a real kind of things. Okay, I'm making the things easy for you, but if you want to learn, sky is the limit, right? A lot of terminologies will be there and all. But generally, Scrum Master will be a non-technical people. They will be doing separate certifications and all to become Scrum Master. Okay, what is a career path and all that is a different story. But how to become a Scrum Master? You also can become a Scrum Master if you want after a period of experience and all. After getting some years of experience working in the projects as a developer or tester or something, you can also move towards the Scrum Master role. Okay, you can also move towards the Scrum Master role. If you feel communication is your main area, you can do that. Okay, you can become a Scrum Master there. You can do the certifications, get certified. Okay, go and work in some companies, get some experience, and then you have become a Scrum Master. Another path. Okay, for mostly non-technical. Okay, Scrum Master is like a non-technical people who enjoys the communication part. Okay, fine. Anyhow, so that's what is the thing. So during the sprint, a lot of doubts and confusions will arise regarding these requirements or user small chunks of requirements in the form of user stories given by the product owner. That doubts and confusions will be cleared by the product owner. Okay, and also once the confusions are cleared, once the development team and testing team, development team will complete the work, they cannot close the work by themselves. They cannot state themselves that development teams cannot state themselves that I completed the work, sprint is completed. We cannot say that. Okay, by the end of the sprint, what should happen is another meeting will happen, guys. Okay, another sprint meeting will happen here. The name of the meeting is called as sprint review meeting. Sprint review meeting. What is this meeting called as? Sprint review meeting. Sprint. There's a meeting known as, what is this meeting called as? Sprint review meeting. Who will be there here? PO will be there. Product owner who knows the business will be there. And here, who will be presenting the work? Development team will be presenting the work to the product owner, and product owner need to confirm that the stories were built properly or not according to the product owner's requirements, understanding and all. The development team has worked on this story successfully and completed or not. Who need to confirm that? Who need to confirm that? The business side need to confirm that. Product owner need to confirm that. Okay, all these user stories will be reviewed by the completed work will need to be reviewed by whom? The completed work need to be reviewed by whom? Guys, tell me. The completed work need to be reviewed by whom? Product owner. Because the product owner is the one who knows the business well. According to my requirements or understanding, the development team has completed the work or not, who need to decide? Product owner. If the product owner is satisfied, then only the product owner will mark the stories as completed. Whatever the stories assigned by the product owner will be marked as completed. Okay. By the end of the sprint review meeting, the team will project their work. The team will demonstrate the work or showcase the work to the product owner as a business. Yes, acceptance of the user stories will be done by the product owner. Once the stories are accepted, then only the sprint will be closed. Till then, the sprint will not be closed. Got it, guys? Within the timeline, sprint need to be closed, but before that, product owner need to approve the work, need to accept the work done by the development team. So this is the process, guys. This is the process of the sprint. What meetings happened? Sprint planning meeting happened, daily stand-up meetings happened every day, and almost near to the end of the sprint, before the sprint ends, sprint review meeting happened where product owner need to accept the work done by the development team. Development team, that is developers and testers, need to showcase their work to the product owner, and product owner need to accept the work. That's what should happen in sprint review. Once the product owner accepts the work, then all the work will be completed and sprint will be completed. Now, is the story ended here? Is the story ended here, guys? Tell me. Did the story end here? The story has not ended here. Then, at the end of the sprint, before another sprint starts, in somewhere in between the this sprint and next sprint, okay? Before the next sprint starts, again that sprint also will be 2 weeks of duration. Before the next sprint starts, in between, there will be one meeting conducted known as sprint retrospective meeting. Okay, the meeting name is called as sprint retrospective meeting. Okay, another meeting will be conducted known as sprint retrospective meeting. Okay, total team will be there: product owner, scrum master, development team. All the team members will be there here, and they will be discussing on what went well, what went well, what didn't went well during this sprint, what went well, what didn't went well, what best practices. Okay, what changes we have to do, what changes we have to do in our work to get better results. This all this kind of stuff will be discussed in the sprint retrospective meeting. In the sprint retrospective meeting, what will be discussed? What went well, what didn't go well, and what need to be done to make the next sprint go in a better way. Okay, what changes we have to make to the in our plan of working so that the work will be completed in a better way in the next sprint. All these things will be discussed in the sprint retrospective meeting. Okay, again next sprint will start 2 weeks. Again the sprint planning meet will be done. Some stories prioritized and estimated stories will be assigned to this sprint, and team will be working. Daily scrum meeting will happen. Okay, daily stand-up meeting will happen by the scrum master, and near to the sprint review meeting will happen where project development team need to showcase the work to the PO, and PO need to accept the stories, and once it is done completed, again one more, okay, retrospective meeting will be another sprint will start. Okay, this is the process, guys. This is the process. Everyone clear with this process? Yes. Guys, everyone clear with this process? This is what is known as a Agile Scrum methodology. If your project is following a Agile SDLC model, in that if your project is following Agile Scrum methodology, then this is going to be your work process. And most of the projects in the market, 95 to 99% of the project will follow this methodology only. Okay. Tomorrow, if you are working in a project, your project will be like this only. Okay. You will be working like this. Okay, so you need to know all these terms, like what are the different terms you have learned today? Product owner, user stories, story points, product backlog, sprint planning meeting, sprint backlog, development team, daily stand-up meeting, burn-down chart, scrum master, sprint review meeting. Okay, sprint review meeting. Then you also have learned sprint retrospective meeting. Okay, so these are the different terminologies you have learned today. Clear, everyone? Everyone clear with this? Agile Scrum methodology. This is what is the theoretical part of the Agile Scrum methodology, guys. Okay. This is the theoretical part of the Agile Scrum methodology. Hope you understood all this stuff. Okay. Hope you understood all this stuff. And in addition, if you really want, you can also watch this video, guys. Okay. Okay. If you want to know more details, you can watch this video, and a lot of other things may be there, guys. Okay. A lot of other things may be there that you can do R&D. Okay. So fine. Sky is the limit for the R&D, guys. A lot of topics will be there in Agile and all. Okay. If you want to know more details about the Agile and all, you can still know them. But for now, during the process, this much is enough, I feel. Okay. Which link you want, Nawale? Which link you want? This link? You are saying this link? Okay, I'll be sharing, don't worry. I'll give an assignment to go through this, go through the videos in this link, okay? Okay, just okay, fine. Okay. Assignment. What is assignment? Go through the video which is at the end of the article in this link. Okay, go through this. Okay, you just go through this video which is at the end of the article. You will learn more stuff about the Agile Scrum methodology. Okay, a lot of other things will be there that we need to learn as part of interview preparation and all. I'll cover that later. Okay, so maybe in the coming days we'll have the interview preparation stuff. Okay, where I'll be covering the additional stuff about Agile and all. Okay, so for now this much is more than enough, guys. Okay, this much is more than enough. So I'll also do one thing. I'll share this image in the Telegram group. You can take it from there. Just give me a second. So that's all for this week, guys. Okay. So, week by week, we are learning something new, guys. Okay. Next week, we'll go with the Jira tool, guys. Okay. Next week, we'll go with the Jira tool. For this week, this much is enough. And next week, okay. Okay. Next week, we'll go with the Jira tool. So for this week, this much is enough. So any doubts, any questions before we wind up for today, guys? Before we wind up for today, any doubts or questions? Uh, what is that? Burn up chart versus burn down chart. Burn down chart, work remaining over time. Okay. Burn up chart, work completed over time and total scope. Okay. Work remaining over time is burn down chart. Work completed over time and total scope. Okay. Line goes up, approaching. You see, it's a different way of tracking the stuff. Same thing, but different way. How much work is completed? Okay. Here, how much work is remaining? Here, how much work is completed? Okay. So we'll do one thing. We'll just go and see the images. Burn down chart versus burn up chart. Okay. Images. Okay. You can see here difference. Okay. Here story points are there and dates are there. The work is completed. Here, how much work is completed is being tracked. And here, how much work is is completed is being tracked. Okay. Here, you see reverse story points are 0 to 12 here. Okay, here it's going up. Okay, here it's going up. From down it's starting. Here from up it is going down. Okay, from up it's coming down to see how many things are completed. Here from down it is going up. You see red color thing. From down it is going up to see how many are completed. Okay, in a different direction. Okay, so this is burn down chart. This is burn up chart. Okay, that's the only thing. Next, go and no go meeting. Okay, I never seen that in real time, but maybe there, I don't know. Ideally, a lot of concepts of Agile will be there. Go and no-go meeting in Agile Scrum. Let's see. Let's find out details about this go and no-go meeting in Agile Scrum. They are not official ones, they are saying. Okay, they are not officials. Scrum ceremony means meetings only. Ceremonies is another word for meeting. Four meetings are there, guys. Sprint planning meeting, daily stand-up meeting, sprint review meeting, and sprint retrospective meeting. Those are the four meetings or ceremonies. We can also call the meetings as ceremonies in Agile. Maybe in other projects they may be there. I don't know. This meeting is held before a project release or major deployment to decide whether the project is ready to go live. Okay, that is a different thing. Okay. 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 Go no go means whether the product need to be released into the market or not. After amount of sprints completed and a product reaches a certain stage, okay, a meeting will be conducted between product owner, scrum master, development team, okay, other people, stakeholders, and all to decide whether we can release the software into the market or not. Okay. While Scrum prefers continuous delivery and regular feedback in real world settings, especially with enterprise products, clients, or external users, a go or no go decision point helps ensure controlled and coordinated release. Okay. A meeting conducted to make sure we can release the software into the market is called as a go no go decision point or meeting. Okay. Fine. Clear na? We know that is clear na? Yeah. Any other things, guys? There is something known as zero sprint. Zero sprint is there. Okay. It's not officially part of the sprint. A lot of terminologies will be there, guys. And the more you learn, the more you will get. Zero sprint, also called as sprint zero, is not an official part of the sprint, but it's often used before the first development sprint begins. You see, in that sprint, no development will happen. Okay. It's for preparation. Product owner will do the preparation. Okay. Set up infrastructure, define the product backlog, create architecture or design specs, team. You see, there is like a preparation before going for the war, before going for the work, you are preparing for the work, right? You are just given one sprint of time to prepare all the stuff. From next sprint onwards, process will start. Like that kind of thing is zero sprint. Yes, yes. Correct, Ranga. They are called as sprint ceremonies also. Meetings are also called as ceremonies. Okay, yes, zero sprint is also there in some projects. Before the actual project starts, all the people in the scrum, whether it development team or scrum master, or it may be product owner, will be given one sprint of time, zero sprint of time. Okay, there will not be any productive, no one will do anything, but they will start preparing for the sprint to start. Okay, that is called as zero sprint. And it's controversial, it's whether to be followed or not. It's kind of controversial subject and all. Okay, I have not seen such kind of thing in my real time, but real world, but it's there. Okay. Just for the sake of any other terms, guys, any other things you have in your mind regarding this Agile Scrum methodology, Agile Scrum methodology terms. Okay. Product owner, we discuss Scrum Master. Development team, we discuss sprint planning, daily Scrum or stand-up meeting, sprint review, sprint retrospective, product backlog, sprint backlog, the working product produced. Okay, incremental. Okay, so what they are saying here is at the end of every sprint, the size of the product will will increase, right? At the end of every sprint, the size of the product will increase. So increment. Okay, that is called as increment. Definition of done. Okay, another term is there like definition of done. Agreed criteria that a product increment must meet to the considered complete. Okay, definition of done means it's completed. Okay, who will decide the definition of done? Okay, so here burn down chart is there, burn up chart is there, other things are there like velocity. I'll tell you what is epic later. Story points are there, user story I mentioned, task is also there. Okay, so a lot of things are there here. So here let's go with the definition of done once. Definition of done. Okay, A by B testing is doing, A B testing it is doing. Bottleneck means, if you are stuck with something, that is called as bottleneck. Okay. Bottleneck means if you are stuck with something, okay, then it's called as bottleneck. The work is not proceeding because of some problem in the project or in the sprint, that is called as bottleneck. Clear? Monty, is that clear? Bottleneck? What we call as a bottleneck, if because of some problem, the work is stuck. That problem is called as a bottleneck generally. Okay. That is a terminology being used. General terminology, anywhere we can use it. Okay. Okay, which looks good. This coloring look good, right? I don't know. Definition of done is clear, shared understanding of what means for a product backlog item, like a user story to be done and ready for delivery. Okay. It's a checklist of criteria that must be met before a backlog item is considered complete. Ensures consistent, transparent quality across the team. Okay. Product plan has accepted story. Feature is integrated and deployed. Okay. Should be agreed with the Scrum team and may evolve over time. Okay. Okay. This one is good. So this is a definition of done, guys. That means is the story completed or not? Okay. So when can we say the story is completed? That is nothing but definition of done, guys. Okay. Definition of done is okay whether a particular product backlog item is nothing but the user story, right? Whether it is completed or ready to be deployed or into the actual software or not is called as a definition of done. Okay. So any other lot of terminologies will be there, guys. Okay. We have to learn one by one. Okay. Definition of done is something which means whether the story is completed in that sprint or not is nothing but the definition of done. Okay, then what else is there? Burn up chart. Velocity. Velocity, how the velocity will be calculated, guys? How the velocity will be calculated? Yeah, definition of ready is also there. We'll see that later. Okay, don't worry. Yeah, definition of ready, right? Yeah, that is also there. Yes. DOR. Definition of definition of ready. We'll see the definition of ready also here. Ready to be worked on. Okay, whether you see the product owner has created the user story and has given proper details in has entered the proper details into that user story, and everyone in the team, the development team has understood the user story, and they know what to do and all. Okay, then it can be considered as definition of ready. DOR. Okay, ready to pick up the work. Okay, work can be started on this. Okay, the story is ready to be worked. Okay, understood and ready to be worked. User story is clearly written, understood by the development team to start working without any blockages. Okay, that is called as definition of ready. Okay, all the estimations are done, everything is ready, then we can call it as definition of done. Team understands what needs to be done, then that can be considered as definition of ready. Okay, then clear with the definition of ready also, right? Definition of done is ready, and definition of done is clear, definition of ready is clear. Next thing is velocity. Velocity is speed at which the agile team is working in the sprints. Usually after good number of sprints are completed, is it possible for a is it possible to estimate the velocity, yes or no? The speed at which, is it possible to find out the speed at which the team is working in the sprints? Is it possible, guys? After few sprints are completed, after the development team has done some work in a good number of sprints, is it possible for us to calculate the velocity speed at which the team can complete the work? Okay, that is nothing but the velocity. This is a one of the metric is okay. The velocity we can find it out. Velocity is good or not. Some that's a metric will come out of this. Okay, from the tool and all we can calculate. Okay, based on how the people are working and all. Okay, story points. Epic is means what? What is mean by epic? Is a user story is small chunk of requirement, right? The higher level requirement is called as epic. Epic will be generally broken down into okay user stories. Large user story is called as a epic. Okay, large you see login related functionality. Okay, login is a epic. Login with valid credentials is a user story like that. Okay, small higher level requirement broken down into small requirement is called as a from this epic multiple stories can be created. Simple. Okay. Large user story is called as an epic. Small broken down stories are called as user stories. Okay. This we'll see in the, I'll give you some examples for this while explaining the Jira tool. And in fact, this user story can be divided into small tasks. Small tasks. Okay. This also I'll explain during the Jira tool only. Once you get a user story, it's not a group of user story. You cannot say Epic is a group of user story. It is a label you can say under which different user stories will be there. You cannot say group of user stories. Epic is a large user story. Okay, talking about larger requirement, that larger requirement can be broken down into multiple stories. Okay, large user stories. Okay, then task. User stories, a small chunk of requirement can contain multiple tasks like gathering understanding the requirements, okay, understanding the technology to be implemented, okay. So all the stuff, all the activities that the development team need to do to complete these user stories this user story can be broken down into multiple tasks. A small unit of work derived from the user story is called as task. This also I'll show you in the Jira tool, guys, okay. Sprint goal. Whatever the goal, by the end of the sprint, what need to be achieved is nothing but the sprint goal. When you create a sprint and assign some stories to the sprint, right? A sprint goal can be mentioned there, okay? Then you see, a bottleneck is also called as impediment, okay? Bottleneck is also called as an impediment, okay? Refinement is grooming. Lot of items will be there, guys, okay? Lot of items will be there. You can keep learning. That's okay. Important things. Epic is also called as capability. Capability, you are saying, right? Let's see. Epic is a large user story that can be completed in a single sprint. It is typically broken down into small user stories. It represents a big chunk of functionality from user perspective. Capability is a mid-level event that sits between epics and features. Okay. Capabilities are split into features, just like epics are split into capabilities. Okay. So I didn't heard about this capability earlier, but yeah. Okay. In Scrum, an epic is not typically called as capability. In safe, capabilities are below epics, but also features in size. Okay. Can you make it easy? Ranga, from where you got this capability word? From Agile only? Think of building a car. Here is how my work. Epic is equal to big goal. Build a safety system for a car. Too big to do at once. Need to split up. Capability, a big part of that goal. Big part of that goal. Add automatic braking system. Okay, somewhere in between. Epic is a big goal, whereas capability is a mid-level goal. Okay. Still large but more focused. It's one part of the bigger epic. Okay. Feature is a specific function. Install front collision sensor. Smaller can be built and tested in few weeks. User story, a single task. Okay. Epic is a big goal. Capability is a big part of the goal. Feature, smaller function. User story, task to be built. Okay. Hope you can see this, right? This is what you have to understand. Okay. There are different things, but most of the cases will come across epic and user story. Capability and feature I didn't come across. Maybe you may come across. You can remember this. Okay. It's not a big goal. It's big part of the goal. Okay. So you can clearly see the example here, right? Building a safety system for the car and adding automatic braking system is one part of this thing, right? It's not this much big. Capability is not that much big as epic. It's part of the epic can be broken down into capability. Okay, maybe. Fine. Any other things, guys? Any other things you have in your mind? Like, shall we discuss here regarding the Agile Scrum methodology? Any other terminologies you feel that you know and we can discuss here? We can still discuss. Not a problem. Anyone have any other details? Kanban is another Scrum methodology. Sorry, Scrum Kanban. We are not going to cover. I am not going to cover Kanban. That is, other agile methodology. So most of the projects will use, Scrum methodology only. Kanban is another methodology or framework that we are not going to discuss. Okay. You can do the R&D if you really want to know about Kanban, right? You can do the R&D on the chat GPT, etc. Okay. Okay. Next, any other things? Product backlog we have discussed, right, already. Product backlog. This is what is a product backlog. Okay. Product owner will derive all the requirements according to his knowledge of the business knowledge and put all these requirements in smaller chunks known as user stories. Here, epics, user stories, everything will be put into the product backlog. All the pending items that need to be completed, that need to be completed in the project work. Okay, as part of the project work, pending items will be there in the product backlog. Backlog means some pending, meaning itself is pending, right? What need to be completed. Okay, you see, in our college days, okay, few subjects we are failed. Those will become backlogs, right? Few subjects we have failed that will become backlogs, right? Here also some requirements which are not completed in the project or which are waiting for to be completed in that bucket is called as a product backlog. Okay, clear? Clear, Priyanka? Priyanka, is that clear? Yes. Any other questions, anyone? Anyone have any other questions regarding this? Okay. I think we are good to go now. This much is enough, I feel. So we'll meet the manual testing sessions will be we are happening on every weekend, guys. Okay, on Saturday. Okay, like today we started at 11 almost. It's like 1.5 hour. Okay, I took 1.5 hour today. That's okay. That's great. Next weekend we are going to focus on complete Jira tool. Okay, the next weekend the complete focus will be on the Jira tool. Whatever the theoretical aspects we discussed today will become practical in the next weekend. Okay. Yeah. Fine, guys. Yeah, welcome all. Thank you. Thank you for the feedback and all. So, bye everyone. Take care. We'll meet. This topic will be continued today at 6 p.m. IST. We have a session on API testing, guys. Okay. Today at 6 p.m. IST, we have API testing session will be there. So attend that session, guys. Mean in between nothing is there. Okay. So today at 6 p.m. IST, we have this API testing session, and again tomorrow also 6 p.m. IST, the same API testing session. Okay. Today is Saturday, 6 p.m. IST, API testing session will be there. Tomorrow, Sunday, 6 p.m. IST, API testing session will be there. So attend that. Okay. Those are the next activities for our batch. Okay. Fine, guys. See you in the next sessions. Bye, everyone. Take care. Yeah. Welcome, guys. Bye.